All right, great. So thank you so much for joining me. I am Heidi Dito. I am a certified health coach with the Dr. Sears Wellness Institute, and I have chosen to partner with the Juice Plus company as a way to bring my clients a really fantastic resource to add to their whole food nutrition. And we're going to be talking about some solutions to get your families to eat more fruits and vegetables, but also why and why is it so important. We're going to keep it short and sweet and have some time for some Q&A at the end. So, all right. So these are statistics that are not super promising. And have you, or I know when I see these, I think of my own family. I don't know, has any of you ever had been touched by a family member or personally any of these four diseases? I know I've had at least two out of four in my family. So, and it's tough. It's a really tough thing. And you know, some things are preventable and some things aren't. And the ones that are preventable, of course, we want to do that through diet and nutrition. Um, so that's what I'm going to be talking about today. You know, how can we prevent these from happening? How can we reverse them? And how can we have a better quality of life overall? So unfortunately, our environmental toxins are increasing, and this is just kind of the way things are. And we are all going to be affected by we're affected by them now. So the only things that we can really do are make conscious decisions to use less toxins in our house by using non-toxic cleaning products. I love my Norwex. I clean with it all the time. I use Sun and Earth cleaning products. I use soap that doesn't have um, you know antibacterial things and phthalates and all that stuff. But even doing all of that and more, it's hard to avoid these. And so what we can do on our end is also to make sure our bodies are running efficiently and detoxing on a daily basis. So in addition to the environmental toxins increasing, our food quality is decreasing. So while we have one going up, another one is coming down. And I know when I was a kid, processed foods were just coming onto the market, and we were not allowed to eat them because my parents were super into health food and eating really healthy. But I do remember packaged foods, being in kids' lunches, and I, of course, was jealous. And now some kids' lunches are only processed packaged foods. And if you look at the ingredient label, most of the time there's really no food actually in there. It might be enriched or it might be hydrogenated. And it's loaded with so many ingredients that I don't even know what they are if I don't look them up. Actually, I can't pronounce them either. So, and our food is picked before it's ripe, and then it's put on and we're talking like fruits and vegetables, it's picked, it's put on a boat or a truck, and it's shipped to wherever your store is. It sits on the shelf. It's coated with waxes and things like that to make it last longer. But the quality is not there like it was, back in our great grandparents' day, where they probably grew things out of the ground, or they got things from a neighbor who did grow things out of the ground. So there's a lot of things that we can do to be healthier. These are very simple things. One simple thing at a time, done consistently, is where you get the most benefits. Exercise counts for about 20% of our health. So I know some people go to the gym and they work out like crazy, and then they get fast food on the way home. I'm not kidding. I do know people that do that. They think, well, I've earned it. I have the right to eat this now. The truth is, 80% of our health revolves around diet and nutrition. 20% is actually movement and exercise. Sleep is huge. I feel great when I get 9 hours of sleep. Knowing what works for you is important, and then doing that on a consistent basis is essential. Managing stress. If anyone can tell me how to manage stress in 2020, I would like the secret. Life alone is hard enough as a parent, as a teacher, just having a job and everything. But then this year has been incredibly stressful, and so. But managing stress, there are ways we can do it through yoga and meditation and things like that. Drinking plenty of water, making sure that it's clean water, a good filtration system. Using safer cleaning products, I already discussed that. And of course, eating real food. I mean, that's probably you know, the most essential thing that you can do for yourself, besides probably the water and the sleep. Those are my go-tos. So we're going to focus on fruits and vegetables because that is the basis of our health. If we're getting phytonutrients into our body is able to support itself, to detox, to have a strong immune system, to lower inflammation. We all know that fruits and vegetables are important, but I don't know if people really know how much they need to eat. And this one was the shocker for me. The 7 to 13 servings a day and the wide variety kind of blew my mind, to be honest. And I felt like, you know, I was doing a pretty good job for a long time. The reality was I was eating probably 3 to 4 on a daily basis. My kids were eating 0 to 2, and they were the same things. It was, you know, orange, apple, carrots, broccoli, maybe a banana thrown in there once in a while, and it was never all on the same day. And so I got a little bit of a reality check, I guess. And I do know that, you know, the produce, like I said, it's not vine ripened. It ends up in the store, and really we don't know where it came from or how long it's been sitting there or who touched it. So 90% of Americans do not get the 7 to 13. In fact, I think on average, 5% of Americans eat about 5 a day. So that's kind of disturbing, but it's actually a good explanation of why we have so many chronic health diseases like high blood pressure, cholesterol, high sugar, inflammation, arthritis, things like that, and autoimmune diseases in Americans, because it's our diet. So we think sometimes, we'll take some vitamins, that will make up for what it is that we're not getting in our diet. And the problem is with that is that we don't really know what our body needs. First of all, we don't know what we're deficient in unless we test for it. And our bodies don't really know what to do with a manufactured vitamin. This is not something that we were born and created to digest and utilize in our body. And we don't really even know what happens to that vitamin. I think a lot of times we'll see that we would pee it out. If you're yellow, if you take one and you have yellow pee, you peed out your B vitamins. And the rest of them, they may sequester in soft muscle. Calcium, if you don't have enough magnesium, will store in the heart muscle and lead to heart attacks. So we don't want calcium floating around in our body. We want it in our bones. And so when we take supplements, we're not really helping our body get those nutrients in the way that they need them and to get them where they need to go. So, a multivitamin might have maybe, 15, 20, maybe even 30 ingredients, isolated vitamins packed into one little pill. But this apple contains 10,000 phytonutrients. I mean, this list is small and it's not complete, but that's incredible in one apple. I mean, Mother Nature knew what she was doing. So how do we do this? How do we get all these phytonutrients that we need in our body? Well, personally, we have chosen Juice Plus to bridge that gap. So what you see on the left is, what you probably eat. I'll be honest, we've never eaten this way. Although there have been food items in this picture that have snuck into our diet on more occasions than I'd like to admit. And then when you look at on the right, I mean, obviously that's where I'd like to be at, but the truth is, it's just not realistic. I bought some beautiful organic zucchini probably about a week ago, and I had it on the meal plan to cook and everything, and whatever happened the night I was supposed to cook it, I have no idea. It was a blur. I found it in my refrigerator. Found it and it was starting to go bad. Some of it was starting to go bad. So I put half of it in the compost, and I thought, you know what? That's just kind of the reality of life. Sometimes we buy things with great intentions and then we don't get to eat it. So the Juice Plus capsules and chewables and the shakes are really helpful to bridge that gap. And it's so simple that we can do it every single day, because consistency is key. I'm not going to eat the organic zucchini every single day, or maybe even once a week, as it turns out. So, and so what is Juice Plus? It's simply whole concentrated fruit and vegetable powders in a capsule or a chewable. The produce is grown on small farms. They don't use pesticides and herbicides. And a lot of the farms have the processing facilities right there on their premises. And so it's vine ripened, it's picked, and then it's processed very cold and dehydrated right then and there. And what's really cool is that it uses the whole fruit or vegetable, the seeds, the skin, everything. So you're getting the orange seeds and the orange peel, which has tons of vitamin C in it. You know, no one's going to pick up an orange and eat it that way. Well, I actually do when I have them organic from our trees. I will eat some of the peel, but I don't eat a ton of it because it's quite bitter. But it actually tastes kind of good. But most people aren't going to do that, let's be honest. And the omegas are a full blend spectrum of omega oils, and we need these essential fatty acids. There's 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. And I know the big hype is all about fish oil and omega-3s, but we need the full spectrum. It's, again, you can't just take one thing in isolation and expect that to do more than the full spectrum, the way that it was intended and the way it was put on this planet. So this is what I get in my body and my family's body every single day, 30 whole foods, plus the omegas. And then we get even more because we have the shakes every day. And I love some of these things on here. I love elderberry. I grow elderberry, but I don't take it every day unless I take my Juice Plus. Bilberry, I don't even know the last time I saw that I could purchase bilberry anywhere at a store. So there's some really great fruits and vegetables and berries in here that I would maybe occasionally be able to get a hold of, but not to have every single day, which explains why I've started to feel so much better after starting to take all these fruits and vegetables. So our products really make that difference. You know, they're clean, they're convenient. I have some tower gardens that I love. If you're interested more on growing your own produce aeroponically, I absolutely love our tower gardens. I have one inside the house, and I grow lettuce even in the summer heat, and cilantro, things that normally you could not grow in the South. I have that all year long. And then I have 3 outside, and I'm able to actually grow outside year round there too, because we have a pretty mild climate. I'm actually about to plant a whole bunch of new kale because some of the kale worms decided it was a lovely dinner for themselves. But if you want more information on the tower gardens, I have a YouTube video that I did, and I'll be happy to get that to you. So one thing that is really awesome is the Healthy Starts for Families program. So a child can get free capsules or chewables with an adult order, and that's how my kids get their Juice Plus. So my husband and I sponsor each of our children, and then my mother-in-law sponsors our 3rd child. And what's really cool is that this is a population survey that's done with the people that have signed their children up to get, or a grandchild or aunt or uncle. You know, it doesn't have to be your own child. The one that is really pretty remarkable to me, well, actually there's a couple that are remarkable, and I personally have witnessed it in my own family, was the 66% less doctor visits. We have not had a sick doctor visit in 3.5 years. And that is huge because we were spending a lot of time, a lot of money, and dumping a lot of antibiotics into my kids' bodies because they were sick all the time with strep throat, bronchitis, flu, pneumonia, asthma. I mean, so many things. And one of them would get sick and they would just fall like dominoes. And yeah, they've been so healthy, other than like very minor colds that really don't even last very long. That's it. And they're requesting more fruits and vegetables, which is incredible. I've had my kids ask, you know, could we get some more fruit in the house? And I already have a lot, and they want even more. Can you get asparagus, Mom? Can you pick up, you know, whatever it is that they're craving at the moment? They ask if I could get that for them, and of course I'm gonna say yes, right? So the research that backs this product is kind of what sold me at first, to be honest. There's now 41 studies. At the time there was 37. 41 gold standard studies, double-blind research done that shows that it's bioavailable. So you're not spending money on something that's not going to do you any good. And that's the bottom line. I spent probably, I don't even want to know how much I've spent over the years on supplements since I was probably about 22, living on my own. I don't know, lots and lots of money on vitamins and herbs and different supplements, and yet I still didn't feel very good. So clearly they weren't doing what they were supposed to do. Just some of the things the research shows: it lowers chronic inflammation. It helps with uh, cardiovascular health, lung function. I was at the dentist recently and they were commenting about how healthy my gums looked. And I said, yes, there's a study done on that. But that's what happens when you take something that gets into your bloodstream. It's like it's the nutrients. You're nourishing your blood. That blood is bringing all that good nutrition to the cells, and the cells are regenerating in a good, positive, healthy way. I mean, I think Dr. Sears calls it the fertilizer for the body. And you just don't get that from a bag of chips and a soda, or even some good healthy bread, or some things that we think are really pretty healthy foods. They are, but if you're not adding the fruits and vegetables in addition to eating the whole grains and things like that, then you're really missing out. So it's simply plant-based nutrition. We don't cure any diseases or anything. Anything that you would expect to get from fruits and vegetables if you were to eat 7 to 13 a day or more if you're pregnant or an athlete, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get better bowel movements and clearer skin and more energy and better sleep. And that's why we eat our fruits and vegetables, and we're going to be healthier longer. So, Juice Plus, it's unique. It's not a multivitamin, it's food. It has a food label. It's vegan, dairy and gluten-free. It's NSF certified, which means that what's on that label is in the product. Nothing more, nothing less. If you buy something off the shelf at Walmart or a drugstore, you don't even really know what's in there because the FDA does not regulate what's on the label. They inspect food facilities, but they don't regulate what you can put in them, which is kind of shocking. Most people don't know that. They approve drugs and inspect food facilities, and that's it. So having that third-party certification is really important to me because I know that there have been things in the past that I've bought just off the shelf, had no idea what was really in it. No wonder it didn't do any good for me, right? And it's so affordable. So the trio is $2.50 a day. You can get the free children's capsules or chewables with that. And that's pretty incredible when you think about, how much does it cost to have, say, a coffee, or to buy a fresh squeezed juice, or to juice on your own, which is ridiculously messy and expensive. The shakes are part of our budget. We love them. We have them every single day. In fact, while I was doing this, you probably heard a little clanging around. That was my son making a shake with our little, we used a little latte whipper. They have a little whiskey thing on the end, and they'll mix that up when they're headed out to go to the gym or getting back from the gym. And the omegas are $1 a day, and they are such a clean source of essential fatty acids. I can definitely feel a difference in my mental state when I take essential fatty acids. And these are top notch. They don't taste bad either. They actually taste quite good. I pop them in my mouth. And this is my why for sharing. This is my family. I now have 3 well, no, actually I have a 20-year-old now. She's not a teenager anymore. She's a junior in college, and she takes all of her Juice Plus on a consistent basis now. She learned her lesson. She got a little off track in the beginning of college and realized that this does make a difference. And so this is why I have to share with people what it's done for my family, my family's health, and our finances has been really remarkable. And it's been a really good 3.5 years of much better health. And so I just need to share with people and let them know that this is an option. There's no pressure to do anything, but if you don't know about something, you don't even know that you have that choice. I mean, I wish I'd known about this 25 years ago, and before I ever got pregnant, and when I did get pregnant, and it was exhausting. I had tough pregnancies, I had tough recoveries, and I was exhausted more than most moms. So that's why I share. I just want people to know that this is out there. So if you do have a child in your life and you want to get them signed up for the Healthy Search for Families, you place your own order, and then you can sign up a child. It doesn't have to be your own child, like I said. And we have a really awesome program that's starting, actually it's ending at the end of September, which is why I wanted to do this. You can get 15 free complete shakes for just a $5 shipping charge. So that's a great way to try them out and see how your family likes them. I was never a shake person, but I absolutely love these. They're clean ingredients. There's no weird taste. They're satisfying, and they keep us going a long time. And I load ours up. I put all kinds of stuff in there. I put in kale and soaked chia and coconut milk and coconut oil and peanut butter and almond butter, all kinds of good stuff in there, and it really keeps us going for a good portion of the day. So yeah, so there's lots of ways you can do it. You can, get it for yourself and sign up a child, or if you think this is something you'd want to share with other people, become a partner. We have a great team, and we really are on the mission to share and inspire healthy living around the world, because it's that important that people get their fruits and vegetables. And so I'm going to actually stop the recording right now, and if anyone has any questions, I will be happy to take those. And let's see. All right.